Okay friends, to get started, one of the first things we need to do is safely raise and support the vehicle. After that, let's go ahead and remove this center cover and then remove all 6 of our 21mm lug nuts. Remove your wheel. Now we have a nice clear view of our rear shock. One of the first things we're going to do is spray down these upper nuts up here. That's going to make it much easier for us. Right down here you're going to see there's another nut with a bolt that goes through. Let's spray that down as well. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and try to loosen these up. You're going to notice that one of them is going to be behind. It's a little harder to get to, but you can do it. Let's get this one. Now I'm just going to reach around through here. I got my ratchet wrench. Perfect. Now looking under here, you can see where our next nut is. Let's go ahead and remove this as well. I'm going to hold the back side with a nice ratchet and a socket. With the nut off of there, we can continue on by removing the bolt. Give this a couple turns to break it free. Alright, now let's continue on to removing this bolt right here. On the back side, you're going to find that there's a captured nut. We don't really have to worry about that. Let's go ahead and spray it down with some penetrant, and now we'll start removing the bolt. So now that that's loose, the next thing we need to do is take a nice bolt that looks like this. We're going to go ahead and put it down through the top and out through this hole. That's going to help make it so when we put the jack here, it won't be able to slip. So now we're just going to go ahead and jack this up. As you can tell, it's at an angle. The bolt's going to hold it from sliding. And now we can continue on to removing this bolt. There goes the captured nut. No problem. Let's go ahead and get this out of here. Perfect. Now let's move along to removing our lower bolt. We're just going to lower this down. Let's give it a couple loving bonks. Let's get our bolt out of there. Now let's carefully lower our jack down so it relieves this arm. There we are. Let's go ahead and do this. Get our last nut off of there. There it is, friends. All right, friends, let's get this new shock up and in here. Line up those studs. Start in all of your nuts. So we've got these bottomed out. Let's continue on. All right, so the next thing we need to do is get our jack back under here. We're going to get our shock, so it's getting ready to come inside this access point right here for our bolt. Start jacking this up into the area that it's supposed to go. Once everything starts lining up, we'll put our bolts in. So now that we have this so it's pretty much lined up on this one, we'll go ahead and start our bolt in. That looks decent enough. I'll just continue jacking this so we can access this one. Let's go ahead and get our captured nut back up on here. And screw in this bolt a little bit. So now that we have both of these bolts started, what we're going to do is we're going to jack up right under here and try to bring this to the level as if the vehicle was on the ground, putting pressure right here. That looks pretty great. Now let's go ahead and snug these up. Now with pressure still underneath that lower control arm, we need to continue on by tightening up these nuts right here. You would torque these to 30 foot-pounds, assuming you can get your socket with your torque wrench in there. If you can't, just kind of make them snug. It's always a good idea to use some thread locker. Now we're going to torque this bolt right here to 406 foot-pounds. Let's go ahead and torque this bolt to 266 foot-pounds. Let's go ahead and get our wheel back up on here, start all of our lug nuts, and then we'll torque them to manufacturer's specifications. Now with the wheel just barely touching the ground, let's go ahead and torque our lug nuts to 150 foot-pounds. Get our center cover back on there, lower it down, take it for a road test.